made my first short film and we won some awards on the film festival circuit. We're going to be doing a 9-hour shoot and it turns into 16 hours. Take in as much as you can, collaborate, meet with like-minded people.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Scrollstop podcast. My name is Tom and I'm the host here at Scrollstop, and today I have with me an actress moving into the world of writing for feature films, and that is Michelle Rawadi.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
So just to get started, Michelle, could you just introduce yourself and what your creative and professional backgrounds are?
So my name is Michelle Rawadi, and I basically started out doing extra work, and I still do extra work because I believe that, it's all networking, right? So a bit of extra work, student films just to get your foot in the door and learn how to, from the beginning, like what's going on in the background, what's happening, so that sort of thing. And then I have had the most amazing mentors that have basically believed in me and said, you should try this, you should try this. And now I'm actually writing a feature film and we're in the middle of a soundtrack as well. So it's a lot happening.
That's so exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
Where have you sort of gotten your knowledge of writing from? Do you have like professional background with that, a study?
Honestly, it's almost like a therapy. It's just been a cathartic process where I've had so much to say, and then I was thinking about, okay, what soundtrack do I want for this film? And I was like, and rather than searching for the music online, which I've done before and which works, but you want exactly what you want to say. So basically I started writing. I had an amazing mentor. His name's Lawrence, and he's a musician, and he helped me out with the first few songs because, I didn't even know what a bridge was. An amazing producer, Jono Fernandez, he helped me along the way and still is. I'm learning something from him every time I go into the studio. I've started to write my own songs. Like I'm not musically inclined at all, so I hire singers and collaborate with musicians, and it's just been an amazing experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so are those songs sort of shaping the story of the film? Are they sort of just going to be in the background? What's the relationship there?
100% shaping, because I had written a film, and originally My Inner Child, which is the name of the film, was going to be a short film off the back of something else I'd done previously. And then it just turned into something bigger than I thought, and started writing songs, and now that's shaping the direction of where the film's going. 8 songs turned into over 20. So It's like therapy. It's honestly been so cathartic, like just writing everything down. So it's quite personal, but from the feedback I've had so far, because we've already released some of the songs, so some of the feedback I've had is that, wow, that's really relatable. Did you write that for me? One of the musicians said, this is crazy. I should have written this song. This is written for me. So it's been a wild ride, but it's been amazing.
No, that's great to hear. And I've listened to a few of the songs on Spotify already. Yeah, I gave it a quick listen and it's sounding amazing. The production quality is great. And you've got a lot of really sort of personal stories coming across through the music. So
completely.
Are those stories sort of based from your personal life? Are they more from like just creative visions, like stories you wanted to tell, or sort of a bit more of a personal story?
So this film actually is a dedication to my grandfather.
Okay.
He fought in D-Day in World War II, and he was a fascinating man, like had a lot of stories to tell and just such a humble man. And funnily, his last name's Humbles. He passed away a couple of years ago, getting onto a couple of years ago, and it just makes you think about your childhood. And, I didn't have the easiest childhood growing up, as I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. So you take from those experiences what you've been through and you write it into a song and relate it to other people. And that's shaping the movie now.
No, that's beautiful. It's always, I find the most impactful works are always when it's, a close personal story and you've got a strong connection to what you're writing about.
100%, yeah.
And with the film, so you're working as a writer, I'm guessing you're going to direct as well?
I'm going to direct, but I will need somebody to help me direct. So that's where we can advertise for this later, because I'll be acting in it as well, because there is a character and I'm going to call her Michelle. Because it is basically my story and it is a little bit about me. I will be support actress. There will be a few fictitious characters, but a lot of the story will be based upon true events. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And at the moment you're in early pre-production. So
I'm
sort of
still
planning...
we're still in development, I'll say, only because I basically ripped up what we had, said, no, I'm going to start again. basically at the moment concentrating on the writing of the songs, and the songs are shaping the film. And I have, a base on my computer, but as I'm writing the songs, I'm finding, actually that will work with that and this will work with that. So it's changing and evolving as the songs are being written.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. That's such a great way to sort of create. I think it's quite different to how a lot of people do it, but I think if you've got to approach things from different ways and ways that work for you, right?
Totally, yeah.
It's if the music is what's guiding your creative process, I think stick with it.
Yeah,
see
for
where it ends
sure.
up. And do you have any goals for the film? Do you want it to be in festivals? Is it going to be on YouTube as a personal thing? What's your plan there?
I would love for it to be recognised, and not just for me personally. It's not an ego thing. It's just a legacy I'd like to leave for my family and my friends. But for the people that I'm collaborating with, like there's some amazing people that have just said, yeah, this sounds great. I'd love to jump on board with you. And they've put so much into it and helped me as well, from, helping with the writing of the songs to the singers that have come on board. I've met some amazing people. So for them, I'd love for it to gain some traction so that they can be recognised for their skills and talents.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And are you looking to pick up sort of a larger crew in terms of creatives like cinematographers and editors and all that sort of stuff a bit later down the line?
Later down the line. So we're in development now, and I'm hoping to be in pre-production in 2025. So definitely need all the help I can get.
Yeah, great. Well, hopefully we can find some people for you if we need to plug any gaps.
Need a team.
Yeah, I know there's a few sort of more junior people looking for production assistant roles, so I can definitely get you in contact with them as well.
Bring them on to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And sort of looking back a bit further now, what are some of the projects that you've worked on previously? I noticed that you had a trailer for another film on your YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, Bonded by Blue. So that came about. I actually worked on a web series back in the day with an amazing cinematographer. His name was Martin. His name is Martin. And he was so fantastic. And he said, you should create your own stuff, because I made some suggestions for the web series and I'll jump on a cinematographer. So he's kind of guided me, and I made my first short film, and it was called Bonded by Blue. We won some awards on the film festival circuit.
Congratulations,
I know.
That's amazing.
But again, that's just not me. It's such a collaborative effort. I had, beautiful actresses and actors that came on, and people that were willing to help, and it was a collaborative effort. So you can't, I guess, say, oh yeah, it was all me, because it's a team effort in this industry.
Yeah, definitely. And you were writing and directing for that one?
Yes.
And was that your first time?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Imposter syndrome, to even say that I was a director or I'm a writer, it's, and we all feel that way, so, we're not, the next big thing, but maybe we are, who knows? So, let's give it a go. That's all we can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think finding good people to guide you in that journey is always really, really helpful, finding a mentor with some experience.
Yeah, and I've been very lucky to have a few major mentors for each section of what I'm doing. So a writing mentor, a music mentor, production mentor. So, actors that have had a lot more experience than me bring their ideas to the table. I'm not that kind of director that would say, this is what we're doing and you have to say and it. How would you say it? Improv it, because then it comes across more naturally.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. I fully agree with that. I think you've got to have some flexibility in your lines and let your actors actually perform.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to miss out on what could be an amazing performance.
Exactly. I feel like there's no room for ego. If they've got a suggestion, take it on, because that could be something that's massive in your film or makes a big difference. So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And you mentioned some acting and extras work in the past. What were some of the productions that you worked on in there?
I'll tell you the most interesting I find are the reenactments.
Oh, okay.
So I won't go into the particular case because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but, finding out somebody's past and having to judge them on that, or delve into their character and, wonder what they were thinking when they were doing what they were doing. So the reenactments are quite interesting because that's real, and you're actually trying to understand the psychological side of the character. So I found that really interesting. Another exciting one was, it was a student film, and, don't discount student films because you can find some amazing, friends and people on those films. So I had to be aged up as an older lady.
Okay.
So they wanted me to look like I was in my 60s, 70s.
Oh, right.
So just the makeup was amazing.
Yeah.
So, so things like that. Yeah, they were the most interesting. And I believe that every film gives you something. So whether it's meeting one person or learning something new, you know, we're always learning in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And that takes me on to my question, probably my favorite question I ask everyone. What were some of the situations where something went wrong when you were on set? It doesn't have to be anyone's particular fault, but, you know, something happened and it was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Have you had any situations like that?
I've had two. One was yesterday. So I'll start with that.
Sorry to re-awaken something so fresh.
Here we go. So this was all me. I was so excited. I've written a kid's song, excited to get it onto Spotify and everywhere. And then I realized after I'd put it on that I've put the wrong song to the title. So it's Blue Butterfly, another song I wrote, is under the wrong title now. So I'm frantically trying to contact Spotify and my distributor and like, oh, can you please delete this? So that was just yesterday.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But luckily I contacted the singer and she just laughed, thought it was hilarious. Yep. She said, it's fine. It's okay. Don't worry. We'll sort it. So hopefully that will come down. Other things on set, you know, you get the usual, we're going to be doing a 9-hour shoot and turns into 16 hours, things that happen. My fault, turned around, bang, straight into the light.
Oh, no.
So there's a few like little things, but I try and take away from every experience. You know, I've met new people, I've learnt new things. It's a networking kind of thing. So yeah, it's all positive for me.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's the best mindset to have, I think. Sort of taking positives from all of those sort of negative situations and learning how to avoid them in the future.
Yeah.
And in that, what would you say was one of the larger lessons that you've learned over your time, you know, working on different film sets and trying all these different things? What's something that's really stuck with you?
There should be no egos on set. I understand that there's levels of importance because of what you're doing, but it's a collaborative effort. I can't emphasize this enough. It's such a team effort. Like, make everybody feel like they're included. So instead of it being this, it should be this. You know, I just, that's the biggest thing for me. So, you know, somebody that's coming on as an actor for their first time and they're nervous, you know, don't make them feel like not well, like, you know, make them feel important and come and, you know, work with us. And what do you suggest? And, you know, involve everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important, and making sure that people's first impression with these projects when they are starting out, I feel like that's really important, because not everyone realizes that you do shape someone's experience with the industry based on those first sort of interactions. So if you're having a negative culture in your production and you're trying to be like, yeah, no, has to be done exactly this way and you're doing it wrong, change it. That sort of mindset is only going to damage people's perception, not only of the industry, but of you as a creative in that field.
Exactly. And you can still get your point across in a polite and nice way. If somebody said the line incorrectly or it didn't come across the way it was supposed to be interpreted, you know, let's try it this way, or how would you do it if you were in this situation? So, you know, there's other ways, and, you know, I understand we're all on deadlines and it's all rush, but nurture those around you and they'll look after you too, and the job will get done.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you find that you take that into your directing style when you're working with other actors?
Yeah.
Like sort of how you guide them and stuff like that?
Absolutely, because I remember when I first started that I was so lucky to have Martin, who mentored me and helped me, and I want to give that back. So they call me the mother hen on set, actually. So, I want to be there, I want to help people, and then you get the best out of them, right? Yeah.
Definitely. It's always great to work with a great crew, and I think it only makes the whole experience of the production even better. So I think that's covered most of the questions. I think next one I'd like to ask is looking forward, sort of beyond this production. What do you think you want to work towards? Do you want to be directing more feature films? Do you want to be getting on larger sets, sort of moving towards the traditional film industry? What's your plan?
Honestly, I just want to see where this takes us, where I belong. But you know what? You don't necessarily have to put yourself in a box. So at the moment I'm saying writer, but then I've got an acting job next week. So I will just keep going with the flow and see what happens. But my aim is to mentor. I like the idea of mentoring people. Yeah.
Would you ever consider doing teaching or something like that?
Not so much teaching, but being on set as maybe somebody that can, help people, or directing shorts and, helping people that haven't acted for the first time to get them on and show them and that kind of thing. So I guess in a way teaching, but maybe rather than in a classroom setting and saying this, you're actually on set and this is what you have to do and this is what this is and, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fun. I had the pleasure of working with a summer school program a couple of years ago, and that was mentoring kids as they were working through their first sort of short films and, guiding them into how to do it and all that stuff. And it's a great experience.
It is.
And being able to get involved in the production as well and just be like, have you thought about doing it maybe this way because this would do this and this? And they're like, oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, that's so exciting. And, that sort of interaction is really great. So
sounds like I need to find out more about this program.
Yeah, UTS Summer School. It's a great program.
Great.
They run it for all the different areas of the university, but they have one for the film course. And they usually take recent students or industry-based people and, run them in as mentors.
I think that's great.
Definitely.
You don't know who's going to be next. There could be a famous director one day and, you can say, I helped them.
Yeah, back when they were in high school, I put them into the film industry. It was all me. Yeah. Okay, that's great. That's really interesting. The question I like to ask everyone is, would you have any advice for younger you looking into the creative industries? Whether that be before you started or when you were just starting out, sort of what would you say to younger you?
Again, another example. So a wonderful cinematographer I know, Jay, I was saying to him the other day, do you think this singer would jump on board for one of my songs? She's quite well known, blah, 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 blah. And he said 2 words, back yourself. And that's all I would say, back yourself. If you're not sure, jump on Star Now. Get on some student films. They're crying out for people, get your foot in the door. If you have to work full time, then do something on the weekend with your friends, like record or, go to workshops, that kind of thing. So I would say just take in as much as you can, collaborate, meet with like-minded people.
No, absolutely. I feel like that's really great advice. I find a lot of people when they're first starting out, they struggle with that. Sort of just going, I can't ask that because they're going to judge me or, it's going to be something wrong. But in reality, you just got to have the confidence to try and just give yourself that opportunity, right?
What's the worst they can say?
Exactly.
No, move on to the next person. And
Exactly.
there will be somebody, like I've collaborated with some amazing people and, what's come out of it has been amazing, just back yourself. And you are worthy. That's one of my songs.
You are worthy. Yeah. I'll have to listen to it after this. No, that's great. And you mentioned Star Now there. Just want to briefly touch on that. Is that where you've interacted with the majority of the productions that you've worked on?
A lot of productions, but also, it doesn't cost anything to join an agency. Get some headshots. If you can't afford professional ones, then use the latest iPhone and the best light, and if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. Jump on as an extra just to get to know what the setting's like and, what the director does and, what does this actress do? Don't talk to them, but just let them do their thing. Yeah. But just be curious. Keep curious and keep your foot in there somewhere, whether it's social media manager for somebody or wherever you can be creative, be creative.
No, that's great. Yeah, I find that's really good advice. Yeah, cool. That pretty much covers everything I want to talk about.
You.
So my last question, how can people find you? How can they collaborate with you? What do you want help with? What's your...
Oh, gosh, I need a lot of help. No. Next year, I'll be definitely looking for crew and people to help me out. Pre-production, I would love a bit of help with because one woman can't do the whole thing. Marketing, PR, that kind of thing. So anyone creative that would like to jump on and help me out or, even an actor or an actress, find me at MCR Creates, and that's on Instagram.
Awesome. And I hope we get some new people directed towards you for that.
Thank you.
And, good luck with your production.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to work with you. It was lovely to meet with you.
That was lovely to have you on.
Thank you.